The Wedding Chapel is a really enjoyable film, and there's also a Cheers reference at one point. And considering I watched this because of my love of Shelley Long, that made me rather happy. I'm assuming it's intentional. I will share what that reference is in a little bit. This is a feature film from 2013. It's directed by Vanessa Parise, and it's written by Kele, McGlohon and Bruce Spiegelman, and I apologise if I'm mispronouncing any of these names. It also stars Emmanuelle Vaugier as Sarah, Shelley Long as her mother Jeanie, and Mark Deklin as Roger. And it's not about a wedding. I assumed before watching it that it was going to be about a wedding, but it's not. It's actually about the fact that Sarah's grandmother's home, Jeanie's mother's home, is being sold off, as well as the local chapel, so that the area can be flattened so that they can build a mall. And the film is about protesting against that, protesting against buying out the properties. But will they be able to succeed? Or will they just have to relent and accept whatever money they've been offered and try and move on from it? I won't say what happens, but it's a delightful story. I really enjoy films like this. There are a lot of films where local communities come together to try and prevent a big corporation from coming over and building some kind of shopping mall or super complex. I think it's a really fascinating concept, and I think it's very well done here. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. The narrative flows really well. But the reason I enjoyed it significantly, not just because we have a good narrative, but it's mostly because of the character of Jeanie. And yes, I am slightly biased because I adore Shelley Long, but there are plenty of films where Shelley Long is in them, but I maybe don't care for her character because maybe her character is not that interesting. But Jeanie is so fascinating. She's quite a free spirit. She has a wonderful wardrobe. Pretty much everything she wears I thought was absolutely wonderful, visually really compelling. And she does a chicken dance at one point. I'll say no more than that. But she's an absolute joy, an absolute delight. And we get some flashbacks of when Jeanie was younger. Now, I don't care for flashbacks in most films. And yeah, those scenes, I didn't find them that interesting, but they do help with the progression of the narrative, so I can understand why they're there. I didn't dislike them as such, I just didn't care for them. But we do get to know quite a bit about her character's backstory, and we do get a lot of emotion out of that character as well. And I thought she was just so fabulous. So yes, I am a little biased there, but I guess the point there is that if you are interested in watching this as a Shelley Long fan, you will love her in this. You will absolutely love the character. I found her to be really amazing. I really liked Roger as well. I thought Roger was a really interesting character. Sarah, maybe not so much. I didn't ever really dislike Sarah. There were a couple of times when I didn't agree with her behaviour or her attitude, but I didn't dislike her. But certainly compared to Jeanie, but also to Roger, I didn't really like her that much, but nothing against the performances, of course. I thought the performances across the board were very well done. It's also really beautiful. We have a lot of really gorgeous locations in this. According to IMDb, it was filmed in Fort Langley in Canada. The chapel is actually Milner Chapel. And we also have Planet Java 50s Cafe, which I'll talk about in a moment. So we have a great selection of locations and scenery. It's really gorgeous. The narrative is really interesting. We have some fantastic performances and some really likable characters as well, and some emotional scenes to just make things that little bit more brilliant. Really thoroughly enjoyed this. Absolutely started watching it thinking it was going to be a film about a wedding, and it wasn't. That doesn't bother me at all. It's a delightful film and definitely worth watching. And I will now mention the Cheers reference, and I 100% think that this was intentional. I absolutely think that it's something the writers did on purpose. If any of the writers happen to be listening to me, please do confirm if that's the case, but I think it would be too much of a coincidence if not. Sarah and Roger are sitting in a cafe, they're having lunch, and Roger says, they're talking about the kinds of places they like, and Roger says, I like a place where everybody knows your name. And about 2 seconds later, in walks Jeanie, and I adored it so much. It's a blink and you miss it reference, but it made my heart sing, and as I said, I refuse to accept that would be too much of a coincidence. But again, if any of the writers happen to be listening to me, praising their film to the hilt, Please feel free to confirm with me if that was the case, but it made me very, very happy. It's a really good film. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. If it sounds like it would appeal to you, whether you're a fan of Shelley Long like me or there's any other reason why you want to watch it, definitely check out The Wedding Chapel. Very, very well done. Really thoroughly enjoyable.